Whoa, guys, you're not gonna believe this. What I've got next for this unboxing right here? Some goblins. Okay, well okay. This thing usually works for work, but okay, it's not really doing what I wanted to do now. Actually, let's do this number. So, not going to give you any other context, but if you've been talking to me for any length of time as of recently, then you will know exactly what this is. But if you don't, prepare to be educated, because I'm mad that I haven't figured out that I didn't hear about this sooner. I'm even gonna tell you what it is. All right, let's go. Tape's on there pretty good, which is important. You want it to be on there pretty good. Oh, there's a lot more on it. Let's cross that. That's fine. I can get in there. Why don't you just use a knife? Why don't you just shut your mouth? I don't need no packing slip, because you know why? That would spoil the video. Spoil the video. Get a good look at my hairy leg there. How about that? What do you think about that? Alright, let's see what we got in here. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna put this on right away. This is dope. Trying to see it because I've got my webcam sideways. There you go. Let me try to do this number right here. Okay. And check that out. Nekrogoblikon Summer 2020 Tour. Get it? Because there has been no touring! Alright, so let me kind of show you a little bit of that. I'm going to read these off. But I mean, just look at that. I mean, just look at that. I mean, that is just hilarious and clever, and I love it. And the goblins, man. Freaking goblins that came from space. Oh, I'm physically feeling this with my hands. I mean, this is a very high quality screen press. Like, really nice stuff. Man, I can't imagine how they managed to get the budget to do half the stuff they do. I mean, if you listen to this band, then you would understand that their stuff is so very niche. It's like, how do they have that kind of a budget? I'm not complaining though. They put out an incredible product and they back it up with some really good merch. So there you go. Get to see the logo one more time. Put away Nekrogoblikon. And our friend John Goblikon sitting there with a controller and a beer. And there's chili lights because he loves Chili's. He loves to go to Chili's, the restaurant. He's got chili pepper lights. It's great. I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna put these on too. I just thought that's just so silly. Like I just, it's one of those things like you don't need it, but you just have to have it. There. It's like Christmas time. Okay, and a beach ball with the logo on it. I'll blow that up for you guys here in a second. Alright, next thing though. Okay, so their other CDs were not available by the time that I had gotten to this. So these were like I think these were the only two CDs that were still available on their website. Yeah. But anyway, so their first official full length, I do believe. I I don't think there was. I'm trying to angle this because I'm kind of going sideways here. But Goblin Island, this is where it all starts. How they tell you about the goblins, they came from space, and all that. So that's really dope. And this is just it's a really good album. I mean, it's what happens when a symphonic death metal band smokes entirely way too much weed, and we're all grateful for it. So that was their very first album, and of all things to end an album like this on, what would you expect? What would you expect the closeout song to be? It's a cover of the Power Rangers theme song. I mean, it's actually more of a parody because they changed some of the lyrics, but they covered Power Rangers. And then there's their most recent one, which I'm really mad because I wanted to get it on vinyl also, but they ran out of the vinyl by the time I got to the website, so I'm still miffed. Highly miffed about that, but they did still have some CDs, and it's like, well, at least I get a physical copy of it, and if they ever do a reprint, I'll make sure to pre-order that reprint. But there we go. Welcome to Bonkers. In my opinion, this is probably their finest work. I mean, it's cliche to say that a band's most recent album is their best, but honestly, this has so much to it. There's so much variety on this album. There's just so much quality songwriting and musicianship here. This is really difficult. Try to keep it in frame because I'm doing the sideways. But yeah, welcome to Bonkers. That's epic. So we're gonna open those up and take a look at them. But first, I want to open this bad boy up, and this includes digital download, so I got to make sure I download that. But here we go. Heavy Meta. Now, what was cool about this is a reprint. I don't know if anything is different about this reprint compared to the original release. But anyway, I'm glad they reissued this because this is the album that has probably one of my favorite songs in the world, and that is We Need a Gimmick. So it's hilarious. I mean, their whole thing is a gimmick. This is a few albums in. And I was like, oh, we need a gimmick. And the music video for it is absolutely phenomenal. Again, going back to how does a band like this have this kind of budget? How? But I'm very thankful for it. I am very excited to own this and get it out. Which, since this one was reissued, it makes me think that it's not entirely impossible that at some point they'll do a vinyl reissue of Welcome to Bonkers. So, holding out for hope on that, or if maybe I can get lucky and spot it in the wild somewhere. Very, very unlikely, considering these are usually released in relatively small runs. We'll find out, though. But I've got this, and I'm happy about that. And okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at it. Maybe a little bit less shiny. So, let's open this boy up. Sorry about my nose. I'm getting run a little bit because stupid rain. And make my allergies act up a little bit. Ooh, that's cool. So it's like you got this here. That's really cool. And I've already got some. There's already a little bit of tearing on the. Sometimes with brand new records, there will be some tearing on the jacket from the factory, and I got to tape that up. But that's not a huge problem. Let's take a look at the disc. Oh, it's a picture disc. I thought it was a swirl, but no, it's an actual picture disc. That's interesting. So, oh, nice. Okay, they went way farther with that than I thought. Let me move this off the side for real quick. Alright. You got a goblin and swirls. This is a really nice double-sided picture disc. Like, this is really, really well done. Look at this artwork. I mean, like when I first saw this, I thought it was just going to be a swirl, but no, it's a picture disc. That is super, super cool. I love how the disc is literally just a drawing. It doesn't even tell you what it is. That is awesome. Somebody be over like, the hell is this disc with a rotten fried egg and a cigarette burned on it? And then they put it in not knowing what Nekrogoblikon is, and it's like, I am somehow not disappointed in the slightest. Then you got this comedic drawing of the band being stabbed outside of the I guess pub that the artwork takes place in. That's hilarious. Yep, that sums it up. This is like if 3 Inches in Blood decided to go sci-fi and throw some EDM into it. Is what they sound like. They sound a lot like that. So the inside of this is just it's just the lyrics with zoom in sections of the main artwork. So it's just like that. You know what I'm saying? So real spiffy. I'm gonna be blasting this in the car. So that's really cool, but we are not done, my friends, because I need to inflate this. But thankfully, I have exactly what it takes to do that, and it's going to be real easy. So join me for this as I inflate this thing. This here is a portable air compressor. Now, it's meant for you to like keep in your car or in a bag if you're going backpacking, and you can air up your tires, you can air up your bike tires. It's actually worked for my car. I didn't expect it to, but it actually kind of did. I was very impressed. But I bought it to blow dust off of my records, which it also does pretty well. So, and now I'm going to be using it to inflate this beach ball with the Nekrogoblikon logo printed on it, because this thing is just super handy. I am excited, you guys. Watch this thing rise before your very eyes. I'm going to set these off aside here. I'm going to throw this, because we no longer need this box. So I'm going to stick this in here like that. That'll work. Okay. Let's turn this pupper on. Turn on. Unit button. See, it's got lights so that you can, so let's say it's dark or you can't really see, where your tire is, like you can't see where to line this up if you're going to use this for your car, but so there's lights on it. That's super, super helpful when it's dark. Anyway, so I got that turned on, right? Are we gonna, I can't see the button with it laying like that. Nice! Nice! This is working out really, really well. I'm really happy I bought this thing, and it's should have a pretty much full charge. Let me turn that down. Alright, so that's awesome. I love it. I love it. Alright. So we're going to get one more shot in here, and then, we're going to go on to the next box. Or if you're watching this as a standalone thing on Face Shot Off Book right now, you're just gonna have to wait for the other ones. Goblins! Hopefully the noise from the AC in my car is not too bad. But yeah, I wasn't actually planning on doing one of these today because I wasn't expecting this to come in as soon as it did, so that's pretty awesome. So what we got here is one of my orders from Merch Now. So this is from the Solid State Records store. We're gonna go ahead and open this up. So inside that parcel, 2 parcels. We got baby parcels. So in this one we got the reissue of Under Oath's Cries of the Past and An Act of Depression. So yeah, when I looked up what these were and I realized these were reissues, I really wanted to get them because well, one, I do like this band, and I think collecting, reissues or actual copies of early band stuff is very interesting to me. But what's interesting about Under Oath specifically is the fact that the label that they were under before Solid State and Tooth and Nail was bought out by Tooth and Nail, and then Tooth and Nail offered them was one of a handful of bands that they offered a record deal to after that acquisition. So that's really interesting. So I think it's really cool that they reissued this, that they reissue both of them in these very basic digipacks, but they're reissues. I mean, they're there for people who want to get their hands on them again. It's not meant to be a big deal. And also Heavy Yoke by Azusa, which is really interesting. You got members from Extol, and I don't remember what the other band's names were, but it's pretty interesting stuff. This is definitely one of the most creative sounding metal bands I've heard in a while. They are very technical, they're very melodic, it's very busy sounding, it's very harsh sounding. It's definitely not for everybody, but it's got they're probably the most impressive band, honestly, that I think Solid State Records has on a musical level. And also, it's female fronted, and she's every bit as, I don't remember her name offhand, but she screams almost every bit as Zayo. Like on a musical and production level, I mean, they are just an outstanding band. So what do we have in parcel number? Yeah, rolling my W's doesn't make any sense. We have the newest album from Azusa, Loop of Yesterdays, which I have not heard at all. So that's really exciting. So I'm pretty much going into this one entirely blind except for one song. But yeah, I'm really glad to have that. I was going to get those both on vinyl, but now you can't get Heavy Yoke on Solid State Records store anymore, and I'm not going to pay the extra money for it. Now I bought this next one thinking that the vinyl sold out, but it didn't. So I actually went back and bought the vinyl, and you'll get to see this you'll get to see this probably in the next segment or one of the following segments. You'll see it in this video. But the new album, or newest, it came out a while ago, album from The Devil Wears Prada, The Act. It is good. Like, I was really surprised with it. It goes along the lines of those metalcore revival albums that have been coming out lately, because you got bands that are either coming back or, the scene's just kind of had a bit of a revival lately. Under Oath came out with Erase Me, and it was really good. Killswitch Engage came out with Atonement, and it was really good. So I mean, I was like, this is kind of like in that sort of vein, I think, personally. So let's see, I'll get you to The Act by Devil Wears Prada. Azusa Heavy Yoke, and Loops of Yesterday, and Under Oath's Cries of the Past, and an Active Depression, or Active Depression. So there we go. Now I get to decide which one of these I'm going to listen to on my way to work. Hey, look what I got. You know what time it is, eh? Hey, look. A packing slip. In case I need to return, which that will not be happening. Because why would anyone want to return this? Even though it's not... You know, it's not my... Wasn't my favorite... Wasn't my favorite record. At least as far as... It wasn't my favorite color vinyl. Because there were several different editions that they made of this. Wow, that minimalism. So let's actually go ahead and take a look at it. Now that I've got the cellophane wrap off, what's interesting is this is actually a poster that comes out. Let's see if I can gently do that with one hand. Ooh, there we go. Oh, look at that! And it's still... And so it's still printed on here, so it's like you can actually just take this, get it signed and hang it up. That's actually really nice. I was not expecting that. They didn't need to do that. That's actually really neat. Did not expect that at all. What a nice little touch there. Okay, let me squeak that back in there. Get that all nice and all I'm trying to do is open this up so you can see. Looks like, okay, this isn't a gatefold, so the sucker just kind of slides out. Ooh. It's in here. This is a track listing. Resolution is definitely nowhere near good enough for you to be able to read that. But yeah, in case you wanted to see what the track listing sheet looks like, or there might be another word for that I don't know of. And now we have the vinyl itself. You can see what they were trying to go for there. Although personally, I think what it's supposed to look like is supposed to look like the inside ring of this. Look at it. But yeah, I see what they were going for, but man, it looked actually a lot cooler. Looked a lot cooler in the preview picture. So this is not one of the better looking vinyl colors that they released for this record. That's why it's like a lot less popular than the other ones that have sold out, because all but like 2 of them have sold out. It's this one and like the 3-colored one. And I'm not a fan of the two-tone or 3-tone ones, really. I'm not really a fan of the way this one looks either, but it does kind of look cool in the fact that it's kind of trying to replicate the center ring on the portrait. But yeah, but it's still cool. I really wanted to have this on vinyl regardless. Although I think I probably would have preferred to have gotten the black one if I couldn't get the red and black one. I think the red and black one was probably the most popular because it was the coolest looking. But yeah. Otherwise I would have wanted to just probably have the black one because black has the better sound quality. But I'm not a huge quality snob necessarily. I mean, I don't collect vinyl because I'm an audiophile. I collect vinyl because it's fun. But yeah. So there's that. This is The Devil Wears Prada, The Act, on vinyl. What is this? Another vinyl packing cardboard thingy. That can only mean one thing. That there is at least one vinyl in here. But there could be 2. I know exactly what's in here, but you don't. So here we go. Well, that was almost smooth. Okay, so I got packing slip and piece of cardboard protective layer, and oh, check out this. This is the reissue for Stavesaker's How to Live with a Curse, which is one of their most noteworthy albums that was released on Tooth and Nail Records, and they've been re-releasing a lot of stuff on vinyl recently. If my autofocus could just stay focused, that would be great. Okay. So they've been re-releasing a lot of stuff lately, both Solid State and Tooth and Nail, because they're mostly the same people. And they re-released this, which is really, really cool. This is the first time this album's ever been on vinyl, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure that's the case.
But yeah, they re-released this, and I'll open that up so you can have a look at so we can have a look at what this looks like. I believe it's just a plain black record. I don't remember. So let's set this down for a minute. And what's this? This was the farewell album from Stave Saker. I'm pretty sure they're done. From what I remember, I'm pretty sure this was supposed to be their farewell album. They crowdfunded this, and I missed out on the chance to get a copy of it. And then Tooth and Nail was like, "Hey, we'll go ahead and reissue it for you." And with the way they made this packaging design look, like they intentionally made it to look faded. I don't know if you can tell with the resolution on this camera, but yeah, that's actually made to look like that. Like it's printed to look like that. So yeah, it's not actually, they didn't actually send me a faded and slightly damaged jacket here. Like that's just the print. That's just the way it looks. But yeah, so this is a really, really good album. So for a farewell / comeback record, because they were on a really long hiatus for many years, and then they come out with this, and it's really good. I'm a huge fan of Mark Solomon's work, and this is a great album, and I'm glad to have it. So now here, after a transition, I will go ahead and show you what these look like on the inside. Okay, so slightly disappointing. There's no liner notes. There's no liner notes paper or whatever it's called in this one. It's like a transparent. It's like a semi-transparent, like orange swirl. That is just really, really sweet to look at. If I could keep my thumb out of the frame, that'd be great. Well, that's cool. So it's like slightly different on the other side. I like that. That's dope. Alright, let's check out the other one. Oh right, silly me. There's actually two, because most albums are produced as two records now, because the bass frequencies require you to spread all the songs out to two completely different vinyl records. So everything's a double LP now, unless you mix it down a specific way or it's a particularly short record. Okay, so you've got the other one that was orange or slightly yellowy sort of swirl thing, and now you have this one, which is like this crystal clear transparent one. That is super sexy. I like that. I like how they have those two tones, and it complements the album art well. That's what I really like when it comes to things like colored vinyls, because it's very, I don't know if I want to use the word immersive, but it's like really nice touch when, you know, you can match the, when you can match the color and the design of the, album artwork itself. So that's cool. Okay. If I can get these puppies out. See, this one actually does have something on the inside. Now that is really, really, really cool. So you got your liner notes, and you got like this really, really cool design right here. Yeah. I almost would like to have that as a poster, but it goes with the record because it's got the liner notes on the back. But it's like, yeah, I would not mind. I'd love to have one of these as a wall tapestry, and I think those existed when they were producing the merchandise for the crowdfunding campaign. I think that existed at one point. But yeah, if they ever do any reprints of anything, I would love to see this as a wall tapestry. I would love to hang that stuff up. It would look so nice next to my Demon Hunter ones. So that is really cool to me. So sit that off the side for the moment, because what we're looking at is the vinyl records themselves. Alright, so got another orange swirl type of thing going on. I like the designs on the label. Let's see into that. It's got the Tooth and Nail logo because it was reprinted by Tooth and Nail. I don't know if there was another company that they did this through last time, but I know the Tooth and Nail did not produce the first runs of these. For the second disc of this set, there's a this is kind of a smoky, kind of a little smoky, a smoky transparent, or not really transparent. I think it's like considered translucent. But yeah, there's that really cool artwork. Okay, lift up, please. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks really, really cool. So yeah. Back inside the van on my way to work, what I picked up out of the mailbox for me today is something I've been waiting on for a while, and it's something that the band themselves that sent this to me have been waiting an awful long time to get out, and it's been driving them absolutely insane, probably more insane than it's been driving us fans who pre-ordered this. But let's take a look. This has been a long time coming, and I am excited to have this in my collection, and I'm glad it's not warm because it's going to be sitting in my car until I get home. The most recent I already have these. Why did he send me these? I'll have to message him about that because I forgot I already own these. I already own these. I'm so confuzzled, mate. I'm so confuzzled. I already own those. I'm going to ask him about that. I think there may have been a point. I don't believe that was a mistake, but I'm going to have to ask him. By the way, I did message Sean Browning, and he reminded me that anyone who pre-ordered Escaping the Grave was also getting the first 3 Grave Robber albums. So this is Escaping the Grave, which is Grave Robber's most recent album, which came out some time ago, but it only recently came out with the vinyl because there was like so many delays and whatnot. Real quick, I have just enough time. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. So this is the little note paper on the inside of the thing. I need to look up what that's even called. Oh, nothing on the other side. And it's just a plain black record. That's not a bad thing. The sound quality is actually better when you use plain black. So, looking forward to hearing how this sounds. I know they had to go back and get another master done, because the first time they did this, the test pressing was like it sounded really, really rough. They said Sean absolutely hated it, so they had to order another master to get done in order to make this happen. But yep, that's cool. Glad to have this in the collection, and I'll let you know how it sounds. Alright, my dude, so we gotta do this one quick because I gotta get to work, but I want to make sure I do this right now. Okay! I already opened up both of these for the sake of quickness. Oh, my dog. I ordered several things off of Amazon. I wasn't expecting to combine this video with the next unboxing that I'm about to do here in a second, but I ordered several things off of Amazon recently. This one I wanted in my collection, and there's a couple of them that I either wanted or I used to have, but my discs are so damaged they won't play. So that's what this is. This is one of the earlier Soul Embraced albums. If I remember correctly, this is either their first one or their second. I'll put it somewhere in this video. You'll see it. It'll probably be here. Okay, fine, it's over there, but whatever. It's there. That'll tell you whether or not this is the thing. Oh, you over there. Quit being a cheeky bastard. Anyway, so yeah, this is My Blood by Soul Embraced. A lot of people are unfamiliar with the fact that Evanescence's song Tourniquet started here. That is a cover. It was from this Soul Embraced album, actually, because it was the same drummer. At least, I don't remember if Rocky Gray played drums for Soul Embraced. I know he's still in it. I don't remember. I'll also put that somewhere in here. And what is this? It's another record. It's also from Solid State. It is Lightworker, a newer band that they had recently acquired. And if you like melodic metalcore, this will absolutely not disappoint. I was kind of on the fence about picking it up, and then on their own site, they are selling their copies of this at a significant discount. So I'm looking forward to giving this a proper listen and a proper spin. Give me a second, we'll take a look at the record itself. Okay, let's see. It's difficult to do without a whole lot of light to work with, or a lot of space. I mean, that is really, really cool. So there you go. You got the you got this transparent swirl thing going on. That's super, super neat. And there's just a little look at the little insert, because I only have 2 hands. But yeah, so there you go. So I figured I'd throw this in just because, I mean, it's not more music, but it is music related, as well as beneficial to the listening thereof. So here we go. More inner sleeves, because I had just run out of those. It's great to have another package of these. I'm going to put some of the newer vinyl that I just recently picked up. I'm gonna put some of these in for those. Some outer sleeves. I brought the what was it? The Vinyl Style brand of outer vinyl sleeves. But this is the Invest in Vinyl sleeves. The Invest in Vinyl tends to be like one of the most popular. It's probably the second most popular and relied upon brand for plastic sleeves to put your vinyl in. So they are equally important to me. In fact, I think these are actually even more important if you're focused primarily on preserving the actual vinyl record itself. This is what the vinyl record sits in when you put it into the jacket, and then you put the jacket inside this. So it's like this will protect the artwork, which is especially important to me for the new records, because the old records, most of the new records you're going to get, unless you're a diehard collector who uses, $2,000 studio reference turntable setups or more, because there are people who spend like even more than that on their turntable setups. If you're one of those people and ordering, super rare, perfect condition, never opened stuff that was actually printed in like the 60s and 70s, then this is going to be equally important for the jackets themselves. But if you're someone who's like me, who just casually collects and is fine picking stuff up from thrift stores and antique shops, then this is not as important. But to me, it is important, and this is more important to me when it comes to the new ones, because I want to protect the new vinyl that I pick up as much as possible, because they're brand new. All that to say, it's like if it's brand new, you're going to care a lot more. I'll be Italian about this. You're going to care a lot more about the condition of your record jackets. So there's that. And what's this? Fluence. They are a very respected brand. Now, what do I have from Fluence? Well, I'm so glad you didn't ask, because I'm so excited to tell you. And what's neat is this comes in almost its own record jacket. It's like a blank record jacket. It's actually resourceful. I like that. That's neat. And here we have a cork mat. See, I've been using this so I've been using a mat that came with my Audio-Technica LP120 USB, and the problem with felt mats, especially the ones that turntables come with, if they come with one, is the fact that they generate static electricity so bad, which is completely counterproductive to listening to records, because you're trying to keep the static electricity down so that dust is not attracted to your records as you're trying to listen to them.
So it's a really big deal. So this will definitely help keep my records clean. So give me a second and I'll show you the one that I was using, and I'm going to show you what it looks like with this on there. This is the record player, what I play all my records on. That's why I bought it. And this is the felt mat that the unit came with, and I can finally retire this thing. This feels so good, and I'm glad to share this moment with you guys, even though this is pre-recorded and you're watching this probably months later. Very nice. Very nice. But because this is, I think this is a mite bit thicker, isn't it? No, not really. Well, maybe. Feels like it might be just a little thicker than the other one. It's like I'm feeling like I may need to adjust my counterweight. Well, we'll find out. But anyway, there's my new cork mat. I'm so happy about this because that'll make this, that'll help keep dust away from my records, and that's so much nicer. Although it does not look quite as pretty. I mean, if I had a different looking record player, it might look a little different. But no, I'm just glad to have a cork mat. This is like probably the cheapest cork mat you can get by one of the best companies in the audio reproduction game, which is Fluence, especially for records. If I didn't get the Audio-Technica one, I would have gotten a Fluence one. So Fluence and Audio-Technica are like the two best for the money. For sure, anything less than Audio-Technica, you're probably getting a potato. So that's pretty much where I stand on that. But there we go.